In the shadows of our modern world, an ancient pest is making a dramatic and unwelcome comeback. Bedbugs, once thought to be a problem of the past, are now staging a global resurgence, infiltrating our homes, hotels, and public spaces with alarming efficiency. Major metropolitan hubs like Paris, Toronto, and New York have become front lines in a new war against these tiny invaders. The problem has grown so severe in some cities that public transit systems have reported infestations, and upscale hotels have been forced to close their doors for weeks, leading to significant financial losses and damaging their hard-earned reputations. This is not a sign of poor hygiene, but rather a consequence of increased global travel and the insect's remarkable adaptability. The re-emergence of bedbugs brings with it a heavy psychological and economic toll that extends far beyond the physical bites. For individuals, the discovery of an infestation can trigger intense anxiety, persistent insomnia, and a profound sense of violation. The constant fear of being bitten can disrupt sleep patterns and lead to a state of hypervigilance, where every itch or speck of dust causes alarm. In some severe cases, people have developed delusional parasitosis, a distressing condition where they continue to feel as if they are infested long after the bugs are gone. This mental health crisis quietly unfolds in countless bedrooms, adding an invisible layer of suffering to the already stressful experience of dealing with these pests. Economically, the impact is staggering and multifaceted. For the hospitality industry, a single report of bedbugs can lead to a public relations disaster, costing thousands of dollars in lost revenue, professional extermination fees, and brand damage. Hotels must not only pay for costly treatments, but also compensate guests and manage the fallout from negative online reviews that can deter future customers for years. Homeowners and renters face similar financial burdens, with eradication services often costing a small fortune and requiring multiple visits. The ripple effects are felt throughout the economy, from lost productivity due to sleep deprivation to the booming business of pest control specialists fighting an ever-growing battle. This worldwide phenomenon underscores how interconnected our societies have become. A bedbug can easily hitch a ride in a suitcase from one continent to another, establishing a new colony in a matter of weeks. They do not discriminate between luxury apartments and modest homes, thriving wherever they can find a sleeping host. As we navigate our increasingly mobile world, these tiny, resilient creatures have turned our global village into their personal feeding ground. The challenge is no longer confined to isolated incidents but has evolved into a widespread public health issue that demands our collective attention and a more sophisticated understanding of the enemy we face in our own beds. To understand the challenge of fighting bedbugs, we must first look at their remarkable biology. These insects are hematophagous, meaning they have evolved to survive exclusively on a diet of blood. The two species that most commonly plague humans, the common bedbug and the tropical bedbug, have perfected the art of parasitism. An adult bug, typically only about 5 millimeters long, can swell to an astonishing 6 times its own weight after a single blood meal, which is, one of the most dramatic size increases in the animal kingdom. This blood feast provides all the calories, iron, and protein they need to survive and reproduce, thanks to specialized gut bacteria that help them process their liquid diet into essential nutrients. Their survival instincts are just as impressive as their feeding habits. Bedbugs are masters of hiding, capable of squeezing their flat bodies into the tiniest of crevices. They seek refuge in mattress seams, behind headboards, inside electrical outlets, and within the cracks of wooden bed frames, usually staying within a few meters of their unsuspecting host. This secretive behavior makes them incredibly difficult to find during the day. An adult bedbug can survive for several months without a blood meal, patiently waiting for a host to return. This ability to endure long periods of starvation allows them to persist in vacant apartments or stored furniture, ready to emerge as soon as a new food source becomes available. The process by which bedbugs locate their next meal is a fascinating display of sensory biology. They are drawn to the signals that indicate a living, breathing host is nearby. First, they detect the heat radiating from a warm-blooded body. Next, they sense the carbon dioxide we exhale, which confirms that their target is alive and breathing. Finally, they wait for a lack of movement, a sure sign that the host is asleep and vulnerable. This three-step detection system allows them to emerge from their hiding places under the cover of darkness and approach their target with minimal risk, ensuring they can feed undisturbed and retreat before dawn breaks. Once a host is located, the feeding process is a marvel of biological engineering. The bedbug pierces the skin with its specialized mouthparts and injects a complex cocktail of saliva containing at least 45 different proteins. This saliva acts as both an anesthetic, numbing the area so the host does not feel the bite, and an anticoagulant, which keeps the blood flowing freely for the duration of the meal. This is why most people sleep through a bedbug attack, only to wake up later with itchy red marks. The evidence of their nightly visits is often subtle, consisting of the bugs themselves, their shed exoskeletons, or the small, dark specks of digested blood they leave behind as feces. Discovering a bedbug infestation often begins with confusion and denial. The first signs are typically the bites themselves, which appear as small, itchy red bumps, sometimes in a linear or clustered pattern. However, the human reaction to these bites varies dramatically. A lucky 20% of the population shows no physical reaction at all, unknowingly providing a safe haven and a steady food supply for a growing colony. For the majority who do react, the body's immune system is responding to the foreign proteins injected in the bug's saliva. With repeated exposure, the reaction can become faster and more severe, with some individuals developing large, painful hives or persistent rashes. Beyond the physical discomfort, the psychological impact of living with bedbugs can be profound and long-lasting. The sanctity of the bedroom, a place of rest and security, becomes a source of anxiety and dread. Sleep becomes a fraught activity, with many people experiencing insomnia as they lie awake, imagining bugs crawling over them. This hyper-awareness can lead to obsessive behaviors, such as constantly checking bedding, furniture, and clothing. The social stigma associated with bedbugs can also lead to feelings of shame and isolation, preventing people from seeking help or even telling friends and family about their struggle, further compounding their emotional distress. While bedbugs are not known to transmit diseases in the same way that mosquitoes or ticks do, they still pose a tangible health risk. The intense itching from their bites can lead to excessive scratching, which can break the skin and create a pathway for secondary bacterial infections. Conditions like impetigo or cellulitis can develop, requiring medical treatment with antibiotics. For those with severe allergic reactions, the bites can cause widespread inflammation and discomfort that significantly impacts their quality of life. The constant stress and lack of sleep also weaken the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to other illnesses and contributing to an overall decline in well-being. Confirming an infestation requires a careful and thorough inspection. The key is to look for more than just bites on the skin. You must become a detective in your own home, searching for concrete evidence of their presence. This includes looking for live bugs, which are reddish-brown and about the size of an apple seed. Other telltale signs are the translucent empty skins they shed as they grow, known as casings, and the small black or dark brown specks of their fecal matter, which often stain mattress seams and bedding. Finding these signs confirms that you are not just imagining the problem, and that it is time to take decisive action to reclaim your home. Eradicating a bedbug infestation is an incredibly challenging, expensive, and time-consuming process that rarely succeeds with do-it-yourself methods. These insects have developed a strong resistance to many common chemical pesticides, a legacy of past overuse that has made modern populations much harder to kill. A successful treatment plan almost always requires the expertise of professional exterminators who can deploy a multifaceted strategy. This often involves a combination of high-heat treatments, which raise the temperature of a room to a lethal level for the bugs, and the careful application of specialized insecticides in all their potential hiding spots, from baseboards to light fixtures. The sheer reproductive power of bedbugs is a major factor in why they are so difficult to control. A single inseminated female can lay up to 10 eggs per day, and as many as 500 in her lifetime, which can last for about a year. She doesn't even need to mate again to continue laying eggs. This rapid reproduction is facilitated by a brutal process called traumatic insemination, where the male stabs the female's abdomen to inject sperm directly into her body cavity. With such an efficient reproductive cycle, a small problem can quickly escalate. Just 2 bedbugs can explode into a colony of over 35,000 within a few short months if left unchecked. The fight against bedbugs extends beyond professional treatments and requires diligent participation from the residents. Every piece of clothing, bedding, and fabric in the infested area must be washed in hot water and dried on high heat to kill any bugs or eggs hiding within. Books, electronics, and other delicate items may need to be sealed in plastic bags for extended periods or treated with specialized methods. This comprehensive approach is exhausting and disruptive, turning a home upside down for weeks. Failure to be thorough can result in a few surviving eggs or a single missed bug, which is all it takes for the infestation to rebound and the entire nightmarish cycle to begin again. As the global bedbug problem worsens, researchers are working to develop smarter and more effective ways to fight back. Organizations like the Bedbug Foundation are funding research into new detection technologies that leverage the bug's own biology against it. Scientists are exploring the development of advanced lures that mimic the specific combination of heat, carbon dioxide, and human scents that bedbugs use to find their hosts. The goal is to create highly effective traps that can detect an infestation at its earliest stage, making eradication faster and cheaper. This ongoing research offers a glimmer of hope that, with innovation and persistence, we can gain the upper hand in this long and difficult war.